Here are 5 reasons you should go to art school. Number 1 is going to be feedback and class critiques. These sessions provide a supportive environment where you can receive constructive criticism from professors and peers alike. Now, most of the time you're going to be creating work in your studio, and it's really easy to get in your head and stuck on an idea and not make any progress with what you're trying to work on. A class critique is a chance for you to present this idea to a group of people, for you to get feedback, for you to hear someone else's point of view that you respect and that you trust with giving you their opinion. You'll be forced to push yourself in this environment. If you're anything like me, you want to be the best. And even in art, there's competition, right? A class critique is the chance for you to show yourself off. You'll be put up literally side by side with your peers, people you know, people you like, people you maybe don't like, and your artwork is going to be compared one after the other. So getting ready for feedback and critique will really force you to step up your game and make the best quality work possible. Critique is also the hardest thing to find outside of a college environment. It's really difficult to trust a group of strangers or a group of people you meet over the internet with your thoughts and your vision for your work. At least when you're in school together, you know you're all working towards this common goal. You're all working towards achieving a same passing grade. You're all working towards getting the work done, and you're all here together for a long period of time. Before applying to an art school of your choice, I highly recommend reaching out to one of the professors in the department you're interested in applying to and seeing if you can sit in on one of their critique sessions. This will give you a really good idea of what the environment is like in those classrooms and on that campus. Number 2 is studio space and facilities. For me, the ultimate game changers. If you're anything like me, you're used to working out of your bedroom or an apartment or a cramped space that you're either sharing with someone else or like maybe you're at your parents' place. When I was in art school, the idea that I had these large facilities, these large dark rooms, these large painting studios, these large, just massive rooms to create art in and experiment and do what I wanted to create what I wanted to. It elevated my artistic game so much. And these spaces are hard to come by if you're not enrolled in school or you're a solo artist trying to finance a large studio practice. Space is expensive in any city nowadays. So the fact that art schools are willing to give students free reign and just make work in these spaces is huge. A lot of schools will even give you a space that is solely dedicated to you, like your own little 4x4, 4x5 room, which is amazing. It's huge. That lets you immerse yourself in your practice. It lets you dive deep and explore ideas in a safe environment that is all about you and your creativity and your experiences and your experimentation. But it's important to note that not every major and not every school gives dedicated studio space to every single student who wants to be an artist. So do your research beforehand and, make sure, check it out, see what other studio spaces are available on campus. I know for me as a photography major, I didn't get my own 4x5 room, but what I did get was access to a massive dark room, access to a massive computer lab, access to a photo studio. I got my own private desk. I got my own private locker space. I had access to other art buildings if I wanted to experiment in other mediums. So just look it up beforehand. Make sure you understand what you're paying for when you go to a school. Number 3 is dedicated time to work on a specific project or idea. Most of the time you're in school for 2 to 4 years, and going in there with a plan, going in there with a specific project that you want to work on is going to help you out so much, and it's going to make your application a lot stronger too. This is one of the reasons to go to art school, because a lot of times when you're not in a structured learning environment like college, then most of the time you're too busy trying to make your life happen. You're too busy trying to make rent and pay your bills to really work on a specific body or idea that you've had in your head for a long time. It's hard to dedicate time when you have a social life or maybe even a family that you're trying to support. So art school really gives you that leeway and sets up this environment that allows you to succeed and create as an artist. Number 4 is exposure to new mediums and ideas. If you're like me, learning and art experimentation gets you really excited. One of the greatest parts about going to art school for me was learning about famous artists or artists I had never heard of and what kind of work they made, what materials they were using, how they were using their own body or strangers' bodies or public spaces as artworks themselves. And this is why I really recommend people taking art history classes outside of maybe the 1 or 2 that are required for your major, because art history is like the gateway to knowledge about how to expand your own art practice. The best way to picture yourself as an artist is to place yourself in the context of this great and long history. Experiment with ideas, motifs, mediums, what was done before, how you can expand on that and build upon that in your own practice, and how that relates to you and your personal experiences. That's something that is really hard to do and to come by on your own without getting that foundational knowledge at school. Art school also offers the opportunity of workshops, collaboration with your peers, visiting artists. I know for me, I went to almost all of the visiting artist lectures because I wanted to learn as much as possible, whether it was from painters or sculptors or printmakers. Even though I was a photographer, art school will also offer classes in these other mediums, and you can take them and see how they apply to the work that you're making. I know for me, in my experience, it was really amazing because I had a lot of professors who were open to allowing me to explore. They allowed me to try out ideas and see if they would fail or not. And I'd find out if they would fail in the class critiques or when I had one-on-one reviews. All of these things are some of the greatest benefits you can get as an artist, and they're only available in these institutions, or they cost a shitload of money somewhere else. Scratch that. They cost a shitload of money, and they're not as in-depth, and they don't allow you as much time as art school does, or as a college or professional learning environment does. And number 5, community building. Arguably the most important thing that anyone gets out of any program like this, and the underlying number 1 benefit to everything else that we talked about. Art school offers a vibrant and supportive artistic community. I cannot understate how important it is to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your ambitions. And this is the easiest place it's gonna happen for you, because you're all in these small rooms, you're in these classrooms, you're in these workshops, you're in these lectures together. You're talking to each other, you're bouncing ideas off of each other, you're hearing each other's perspective and opinion, and these are the foundations, these are the relationships that you're gonna use and build off of for the rest of your career, potentially. A lot of people drop off. The greatest experience that came out of art school for me was finding people that I could learn and grow with, even if they weren't all art majors. And even though I didn't go to a big or super popular art school, I still made professional connections that I still maintain to this day and have supported me and gotten me to where I am and what I'm able to do today. So the community aspect of it is not to be underestimated or taken lightly at all. And frankly, it's really hard to find and build and create a community outside of a space like that, especially if you're someone who wants to live and be in a big city like New York or LA. People here let their egos get in the way a lot. People want to be seen as the best, and it's hard to find that genuine collaborative experience here. And there you have it, 5 reasons why art school might just be the best next step in your creative journey. And if you need help deciding which art school to go to, what criteria you should be looking for, check out my video on that. It'll pop up somewhere on this screen. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, guys, thumbs up it, leave me a comment down below what you thought, and consider subscribing for more art-related content. My name is Infinite Prototype. I'm trying to make free art educational content, artist resources videos, and begin making videos about documenting my process towards becoming a self-sufficient artist. So if you're on this journey with me, thank you. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.